Hi Kaustubh, how's it going?
Hi, Pratik. Going good. Just down with a little cold.
Okay, nothing new, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, absolutely. I hope you're doing good.
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. All right,
Great, great.
so I actually wanted to ask you regarding content that goes out in social media. It feels like that we are
Okay.
constantly creating new content and it's exhausting. I heard repurposing content might help. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Repurposing content is a game changer, and it not only saves time, but it also ensures that your message reaches a wider audience.
Mm-hmm.
And interestingly, did you know that according to HubSpot,
Mm.
companies that repurpose content can save up to 60% of the time.
60% is a lot, but how
Yeah,
exactly do we repurpose content effectively without just copying what we have done before?
yeah. This is a good question, and the key is to adapt to adapt the content for different platforms and audience segments. Let's take an example. Let's say you have a blog post that
Hmm.
you notice that perform really well.
Hmm.
So what you can do is you can turn that blog post into multiple pieces of content, and it this can be well achieved through a step-by-step approach.
What's the first step then?
First step is identifying your high performing content. Like this should be the fundamental of your approach. Like I earlier mentioned that of the example that there's a blog post that performed well. So
Hmm.
you need what you need to do is first go and look at the analytics of your content that you have already posted.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
and then the content can be anything. It can be blog posts, it can be videos, it can be social media posts that you got the most engagement. Like
Hmm.
for instance, if you have written a blog post on 10 tips to achieve effective Instagram strategy, and
Hmm.
this particular blog went viral, then this can be your good candidate for breaking it down into different contents resources.
All right. So we have got the high performing content, but what can we do with it?
Next step again is break it down into smaller bit-sized pieces. You can create a series of social media posts highlighting each tip. Like as I mentioned that there were 10 tips. So what you
Hmm.
can do, you can create one single post of one tip. And on Twitter, you might share one tip a day with a relevant hashtag. And on Instagram, you could create either a carousel post with all the 10 tips, or you can do is divide it into two, like five tips you give for one carousel post, and the remaining five to another carousel post. And
So
this you can
different,
also repurpose on the stories.
yeah, yeah. So different platforms, different formats. But what about
Yeah.
the visual content?
Visual content is extremely important. Like you can
Hmm.
turn key points from your blog post into a infographic
Hmm.
for either Pinterest or even LinkedIn.
Hmm.
And Canva is a great tool for this. Uh,
Hmm.
Statistics have shown that infographics are liked and shared on social media three times more than any other content.
That's impressive. And what about video content? Like, I know videos are really popular right now.
Yeah, definitely. You can create a short video summarizing the entire blog that you have written. It
Hmm.
could be as simple as you are talking about the tips or more polished animation. Like for example, many podcasters, what they do is they create one big video and then they break that video into bit-sized clips of 1 minute max,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
post it on their YouTube Shorts. You might have
Hmm.
seen.
Hmm. Hmm.
There are so many YouTubers that are using this particular strategy, and they are doing good. Like because few people, what they do, they don't have much time, or you can say the attention span to sit
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
watch the entire video. So
Yeah.
here, bite-sized content helps them to get a hint of what actually the video is, or just focus on one particular aspect of that video.
Hmm.
And as
Mm-hmm.
per a study,
Mm-hmm.
around 85% of people say that they'll like to see more content from brands that are, short videos.
All right. So videos and in particular short videos are must. Any other
Yeah.
tips for repurposing content effectively?
Yeah, like don't forget about podcasts. I already mentioned. You
Mm-hmm.
can discuss a blog post topics in a podcast episode,
Mm-hmm.
or the conversation that we also are having. So this is also
Mm-hmm.
kind of a podcast. It is like we are having the raw conversations and communication.
Mm-hmm.
Or else if you are doing webinars, you can break them down into shorter clips for YouTube or
Mm-hmm.
IGTV.
Mm-hmm.
The goal should be to maximize the reach of your content.
That's a lot of great ideas actually. But how do we keep track of all this content?
Simple answer is a content calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Like a content calendar will help you plan and schedule your repurposed content across different platforms, because
Mm-hmm.
there's too much of content and there are different platforms. So
Mm-hmm.
as you rightly mentioned that there's a chance that you'll be under the dilemma, which type of content will perform good in which kind of platform. So yes, content calendar indeed is the answer.
Mm-hmm.
And as we know that a lot of tools have come up. So tools like Trello and even the ClickUp, Asana can be really
Mm-hmm.
helpful. Plus, always measure the performance to see what works best and adjust your strategy accordingly.
All right, man. Thank you so much for everything, like all these ideas and everything. Uh,
Yeah.
I feel really confident about repurposing content because as a creative guy, it's really hard to come out creative thinking or creative ideas every time when you sit on a project. So
Yeah.
sometimes it's okay to repurpose content, but it's also important. Repurposing doesn't mean copying stuff. It
Yeah.
actually
Absolutely.
means doing what you have done, but in a different way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Totally agree
That's
with
it.
you.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you for thank you for the insights. Catch you soon then.
Yeah, no problem, Pratik. Just one thing before we close. Like, remember, repurposing is all about working smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
And you'll be amazed at how much more you can accomplish with less efforts.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Quote of the day, I guess.
absolutely.
Yeah. Cool, man. See you then.
See you.
Thank you.